Over the last decade, millions of people have turned to something called binaural beats. I'm sure you heard of them. Those are those pulsing tones in meditation tracks and focused playlists. It was the first real breakthrough. Two slightly different frequencies played in each ear, and your brain syncs to that difference. That's the process. It's called entrainment, and it's real. It's measurable. A 2023 review in Physiology and Behavior found that binaural beats alter brainwave patterns. They improve focus and they reduce anxiety. The International Journal of Psychophysiology showed that binaural beats enhance gamma and beta wave oscillations. Those are your brain waves. They boost memory, and then emotion processing goes along with that. But most of what's out there is pretty generic. Just look at YouTube, thousands of them, right? It's slow, it's passive, it's designed to relax, not ignite lasting change. Real transformation, that starts in the gamma range. That's the fastest, most focused brainwave state. That's the rhythm of insight, memory, and high-performance cognition. Tibetan monks in deep meditation, they showed elevated gamma activity when they were studied, not just during practice, but as a baseline. Studies by neuroscientist Richard Davidson at the University of Wisconsin have proven that. They've wired them up and looked at the numbers.
Nobody had ever seen these kinds of signals before for this length of time. And what we were looking at are gamma oscillations in the brain. They're very fast frequency brain oscillations, and they're seen in any ordinary person, but they're seen for very, very short periods of time, typically less than 1 second. When Miguel Rinpoche was meditating, these signals were large, they were highly synchronized, and they lasted for the entire time that the meditation session was in progress. We knew from a scientific perspective, there was a there.
MIT, Stanford, and beyond prove that gamma stimulation is a game changer. Gamma rhythms preserve white matter in the brain. They reduce amyloid plaques. That's the stuff that causes Alzheimer's. And Stanford, gamma sensory stimulation reverses depression and boosts spatial memory in Parkinson's patients. What if you could tap into that same gamma power, not after decades in a monastery, not through complex routines, but in minutes, with a simple press of play? What if you could sync your brain to a rhythm that makes habits stick, clarity soar, and transformation become simple and inevitable? Imagine retaining 58% more of what you learn, building a life you design because your brain is rewired for it. That is the power of something people are starting to call kinetic stillness. That's the revolutionary breakthrough at the heart of AxisSync. Kinetic stillness is your mind's ultimate transformation engine. It's the dynamic state where high energy gamma waves sync with profound calm, shattering mental plateaus and igniting change that really lasts. Unlike passive relaxation, kinetic stillness keeps your brain adapting to make new habits 7x more likely to stick by rewiring neural pathways in real time. AxisSync is the proprietary frequency that delivers this kinetic stillness through sound, evolving beyond binaural beats. It's not just tones, it's layered ignition rhythm that locks into your nervous system, and it locks onto that gamma wave frequency range where you retain more, process faster, and feel more clear, grounded, and ready to create, not just react. Now it's your turn. I want to show you what that looks like right now. Layer by layer, how Rugged Human uses this exact technology so that you can use it for your own system. Get ready for the demo that is going to show you exactly how AxisSync works in action. I'm going to demonstrate binaural beats so you can understand what it sounds like. Our first test tone, you should hear this in your right ear. If you do not have headphones on, put them on now or put your earbuds in. Here is our first AxisSync tone 1. Now we're going to add in a second tone in the theta range so you can understand exactly what a binaural beat is and what it sounds like. Here is a binaural beat. You can hear that pulsing. Almost sounds like it's beating. That's why it's called a binaural beat. Now, when we increase that frequency to a faster rate, we speed it up. And we find a sweet spot in the gamma range. quite. Here we go. Now feel that pulse. That is our first gamma wave AxisSync. We're going to add the second gamma. You can hear when we change that, and now we're going to add a fourth sync axis tone. You can hear the fourth. We're finding our sweet spot. We're tuning it to our brain. Now, we're going to use spatial technology. We're going to move our fourth tone around. Now, when we close our eyes, we all know that we typically see right in front of our eyes. We see spots of light usually, or a bright light, or a light in between our eyes, because we have two eyes, and that's where we naturally look. Even when we close our eyes, we're looking forward. That's why they call it the third eye in meditation. We go into the middle. And this is where we typically focus. Now, I want you to focus right in the middle here. Now let it slowly drift further out into our third eye right here. This is AxisSync. This is Kinetic Stillness. When we add in the 3 more layers into our soundscape, we have created the ideal soundscape for learning in the rugged human